Hi, I'm Chris Connor with Franchise Marketing Systems, and today I am here with Terry Sajkowski, the founder and CEO of Always Responsive Home Care. I've had the chance to work with Terry now for, we're like a year and a
Yeah,
half-ish, 2 years.
almost two.
Um, Terry, I've given you a lot of compliments along the way, and I mean it. I think you have done an incredible job running this company as a franchise, which is many times tough to do, transitioning it. You already had a very successful company before you started this, but it's different when you transition to a franchise company. I think it would be great if we could. Would you mind doing a where did we start this whole business from the very beginning? How did it start? How did it grow? And then maybe we could speak a little bit about when did you even decide to look at the franchise model as a way to grow it further?
Sure. Well, Chris, I want to say thank you for having me today. I'm happy to share my experience. It's been a pleasure. Okay, so I guess I will start with how I started my company. I started the company in 2010, and it was obviously a privately owned home care agency. I could have chosen to do a franchise at that time, but I decided I wanted to do it myself, which I did. And I had been operating for, I guess, close to about 12 to 13 years when I started to feel that my knowledge was so immense in the home care industry that I really wanted to share it and I wanted to grow the brand. So in 2023, I said I would love to franchise. And my goal was to continue keeping my independently owned business operating, but I also wanted to share all the knowledge I had and watch other entrepreneurs become successful with all the knowledge that I had. So in 2023, I wound up getting connected with FMS because I did not know where to start. And I was excited to work together with Chris and his team. And it was wonderful because they really made the process to franchise really seamless for me. They were able to listen to what my goals were, how I wanted to grow the brand. And together we worked on the franchise agreement and the franchise disclosure document, which obviously are both required in order to have a franchise. And since then, it's been we've been going strong. So I'm excited.
Thank you very much. And you have done such a great job with bringing this to market and in attracting some really great franchisees and getting started quickly. Could you talk a little bit about that? Like, who have you found to be the ideal franchisee? What kind of things do you look for in a franchisee? How have you recruited people into the system so far?
Sure. So in the beginning, actually, and I'm going to be honest, I haven't really done a ton of marketing just yet, because when you're creating a franchise brand, you learn a lot along the way. And I can say now, being about 2 years in, I have learned so much about what I need to provide to my franchisees as well. So the first couple of franchisees were friends of family who were really excited about the brand. They came on and they knew that I was newer, so we rolled with some of the changes together. But overall, it's been super successful. And now that I've kind of worked through a couple of those different, I wouldn't call them barriers, just different challenges that you face because you're like, oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, I should have done that. You kind of add that onto your brand, into your training. In the beginning, we had a sort of a manual, we had paper. Now we have videos. We have so much training available for our franchisees, that I feel so confident in now that we plan on going to market pretty heavily, which I'm super excited about. I feel really confident that my franchisees are going to come out feeling, ready to open their business, ready to take on clients. And I want them to feel fully prepared. And so far, everybody is giving me that feedback that they're fully prepared, they're fully supported by our franchise brand. So I'm really excited about that aspect of everything. But my ideal franchisee is probably a husband and wife team who have kind of been in the job market for a while, working at a career, and maybe just not feeling fulfilled or wanting more. Somebody who is very organized, responsible, somebody who wants to make a difference because in this industry we're in, we're providing care for people. So you can't just want to join a business because you want to get rich quick. You have to want it because your heart wants it as well. So that's really important to me in our brand. is finding those people who want to make a difference in people's lives. And one of the biggest things that I love about being an employer, being a business owner, is not only are you making a difference in the lives of your franchisees and your clients, but it's your caregivers, it's your employees.
Um,
So my dream has gotten so many people meaningful work, and those people were able to support their families and do all the things that they want to do. So I always get more excited about that part sometimes than just the fact that we're caring for people, just knowing that we're making a difference in so many people's lives.
there's not that many businesses where you can have both
Yeah.
goodwill and feel great about what you're doing and have the financial opportunity. And I think that's one of the really unique things about what you have built. And I think it's got to be one of the most attractive elements. Um, you are in a great industry segment. Anyone you ask, anywhere, any place will tell you this is one of the fastest growing, most needed categories. It's also competitive. I mean, there's a lot of brands out there in this category. What have you done to make Always Responsive stand out? And when you're talking to someone and they're saying, I'm looking at other brands, what is the presentation?
So yeah, people always think that. So we have realized that all the big brands out there that you maybe know, you're familiar with, all of their territories are sold. So you're not going to be able to get the territory you want. With me, because I'm newer, the territories are fresh. We also built our brand so that you have a big territory. I'm not here to open up a million franchises and just give people little tiny territories and they make a small amount of money. I want people to be life-changing successful. That is my goal. So when I'm able to give them larger territories, give them the territory that they want, they're happier. So they're probably going to, that's one reason why they love to go to us. The other thing is we're modern. So we didn't develop this 20 years ago. We developed it for today. We have AI built into everything. Our website is brand new and it's built for the way today's market is. Now, a lot of the other brands out there, they have websites, they're good, they give a purpose, but they're built so old and clunky. And it's hard for them to make the updates that they need to do. So with us, I always like to tell everybody we are modern, we're fast, we're streamlined, and we're going to grow with you. Another big benefit is that I am still running my company. I am still an owner operator. When you go to those other brands, they're no longer owner operators. So
Totally agree.
when I see the market start to pivot, I'm going to share that with my franchisees so I can pivot
Hmm.
with them. So those things right there, I think are huge selling points. And then probably the best one, in my opinion, is the fact that we have probably one of the best royalty programs you're going to find. A lot of the other brands out there, they want to charge these, ridiculous rates where you're barely making any money. You're really working for the franchisor. That's not the way we do it. We reward you. The more money that you gross in your sales, the lower your royalties go.
Great.
So instead of punishing people, we've decided to reward them, keep more of your money. That's the goal, right? And we're willing
That's
to do
great.
that because, like I said, my goal is for people to not just have a meaningful career, make a little bit of money. I want it to be life changing like it was for me.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Um, you also, I've seen just over the time working with you, you have not hesitated to reinvest back into the system and the business, whether it's been technology or hiring team members to support you, which is critical for this to continue to grow and to continue to build. Could you speak a little bit to that? Like what sort of systems you've put in place, the technology platform that you use? You don't have to go into specific software, but like what they do. And then also, could you speak a bit to some of your team members that you've brought in to help run the franchise? What's their role? When did you look to bring someone in and talk a bit to that side of it?
Sure. So when I first started the franchise, I decided to bring somebody in right away. And that person was somebody who had worked side by side with me in my flagship office. And I transferred her over into franchising because she had a lot of the knowledge that I had as well. And together, her and I built the training because we knew what we needed people to understand. And yes, there was a lot of times where we made something and had to redo it and pivot and change it. We got feedback from people. So we realized that everybody learns differently. So, just to speak to like the training piece, because that's the biggest piece in the beginning. People want to feel that they're going to get supported. They come to a franchise because they want to know there's somebody behind them and they want to kind of have a safety net. So we need to be their safety net. And we built our training as a safety net so that when they're done, they fully know exactly what they need to do. There's no questions that they can't ask. So I brought her on, and together, her and I developed the training. We use a little bit of, we do videos, we do a lot of looms just to kind of show them how things move and operate. We have custom spreadsheets that are super easy to use, and there's two of them. So instead of having a million different documents for them to go into, we have two. Everything is there. Everything is
I love
linked.
that.
It's easy. It's perfect. It's custom. So we had used a couple of different platforms that weren't custom, that were built for any type of, you can train anybody on anything, but we said, no, we really need to customize it and make it really specific. And it's been amazing. It was a lot of work, but I know it was worth it because I can see it in my franchisees.
That's
They're
great.
able to start faster. They're able to get revenue quicker. And all of them have given us positive feedback because we like the feedback. We want the criticism. And then the other person I brought on was a coach. We realized that, Tori and I were great at doing a lot of the meetings. We were great at selling. We're great at meeting with the potential franchisees prior, but the coach is really there to keep the person on track and gives them their milestones. So having that coach kind of freed Tori and I up to continue growing the franchise. And I'm actually looking to bring on another coach, and then probably more than likely another sort of like I'm going to say like a controller, a financial auditor, somebody who can really help keep these people on track, because they crave it. They want to make sure
Yeah.
they're living up to the brand standards. And as we grow, it's going to be harder and harder for me and Tori to do it. So having that extra support is great. And yes, I have had to reinvest. I have had to spend money to grow the brand, but I know in the long run, it's going to pay off tenfold. So it's worth it to me.
Well, I can tell you from working with Tori and some of your new team members too. They are the perfect. They exemplify you, the culture, the brand, and all the things that I think you'd want and look for. And I generally would recommend, if you can bring someone from within, they already get the culture. They know the company, they know the
Yeah.
business, and they can now teach and coach. So I
Yeah.
totally get that.
Matter of fact,
Um,
one of our nurses who she's actually making a big move, and she's going to be moving far away. And so she won't be able to work in our main office anymore as our nurse, but we are moving her over to franchising as a coach. So we're super
that's
excited.
great.
Yeah, she's going
So
to do great.
cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So if you had to, if I forced you to do this, what is your vision for the company from this point forward? To me, you're past one of the hardest parts of this. You've got your first group of franchisees. You've started to build your team. Where do you see Always Responsive going after this from this point forward?
So first, I want to say I should have done it sooner. Second, I will say that I see us being a national brand. There's no part of me that doesn't believe that's not going to happen. I think the proof is in our just in our reviews of people who love the company. The name itself, Always Responsive Home Care. Most people want their home care to be always responsive. So
Yeah,
I think it's got a good. People always tell me knowing that we are always responsive. But yeah, I think we're going to be a big national brand, and I am super excited about going live to market. And again, I say I haven't really marketed, meaning I haven't even tested the waters. This is just people word of mouth that have gotten me, a really good base of franchises. So the sky's the limit. That's the way I look at it.
it's a testament to who you are and how you've built this and how you run it. The fact that you have had this sort of response without pushing it. I mean, this is all organic, and it just again speaks to what you have built and who you are. It's awesome. So Terry, if someone wanted to get more information on the company, on the franchise, where would they go to find out more information?
Yeah, you can go right to our website. It's arhomecare.com. And at the very bottom, you'll say, how do I open up a franchise? Just click there and you can take our virtual discovery day now so you can learn more about it. We have a lot of information on there. It goes through all of the programs that we're going to share with you, goes through our royalty structures, and then the investment needed to start a franchise.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Terry, so much for joining us, and so appreciate this.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time today. And I just want to say one more thing before I go. If it wasn't for the support I got from FMS in the beginning with the legality of starting a franchise, I don't know if I'd be where I am today. So I want to thank you as well. So thank you, Chris.
Thank you so much.
No problem.